is Vincent Moore.
Uh, Mr. Vince, born and raised. Where you born and raised at?
I'm born and raised in a small city in South Georgia called Shellman, Georgia.
Shellman, Georgia.
I'm 55 years old.
Born in
December 25th, 1968.
1968. So, once again, where you say you was born at?
In Shellman, Georgia.
Do you remember what elementary school you went to?
Yes, it was called Randolph County Elementary School.
Now, when you was in Georgia, is that where you spent your whole entire childhood all the way to 18 years old?
Yes.
Did you go to the same elementary school?
Elementary school, my elementary school and middle school was the same school. So from kindergarten to 7th grade was elementary and middle school, considered elementary and middle school. When I grew up, 8th grade was considered high school, 8th through 12th.
So, like going through elementary school, when you was in the elementary school, you remember any of your kindergarten teachers, 1st grade, 2nd grade?
I vaguely remember my teachers. I remember some events, but I don't remember necessarily the teachers and teachers. I remember one teacher named, and I think she was a substitute teacher, but she was just really, really mean. Her name was Miss Presley.
About what grade was that?
About, I think my 3rd through 5th grade.
So you don't remember anything about kindergarten, huh?
Vaguely, no.
Kindergarten, so we're at the 3rd grade now. So probably 3rd and 4th grade is probably what you remember the most.
Yes.
So what good things you remember about going to school?
I used to look forward to going to school. I actually used to have fun going to school because at that age, you used to, you be around all your friends and everything. You have fun, and school wasn't that hard for me at that time because it was really basic stuff. Because times didn't change now, where the school level, you at the average 3rd grader getting taught now. We wasn't getting taught that back then. So at 3rd grade, you was doing basic stuff like 1 + 1, 2 + 2, ABC. So it was really easy. And if I'm not mistaken, I recall that I don't recall anybody getting held back during my era, those times. If you went to school, you passed and got promoted to the next grade.
So you remember like PE, lunch, anything like that from elementary
Yes,
school?
I remember PE. And I remember I used to look forward to PE because I always was kind of like into sports and stuff. I love basketball. I remember I used to look forward, we used to go to the gym for PE every day. I used to look forward to that. I remember we used to have to change into a PE uniform. And I also remember we used to go to lunch, and I used to have fun at lunch too. Those were my 2 favorite things, were lunch and PE and recess. We used to have like a 30-minute recess. I used to look forward to that every day.
What about teachers? Like, would you say majority of your teachers were black, white?
Majority of my teachers was white at the time, or during that era. I had very few black teachers at that time. Yeah, majority of my teachers was white.
So elementary, majority white teachers.
Yes.
Did you feel like you was welcome when you went there? Like all the teachers was good, all the teachers?
To be honest, me being so young, I just didn't notice, didn't really pay attention to it, where if I was being welcome or not, because it became the norm or how the teachers taught. I just knew what teachers you could get away with talking with and what ones you couldn't, because you had no, you consider some teachers that was mean and some teachers that you was nice and you can get away with it. So I really didn't know the difference of being wanted or not wanted. I just felt like that's how the teacher demeanor was,
Okay, so that's pretty much like elementary school, like while you was going to school. But let's talk about like when you got out of school. When you got out of school around your elementary times, what did you do when you got home? What was life like as a child? Do you remember like playing with your friends outside, more or less in the house? What comes to you first?
The small little town I come from is very, very small.
Say the town one more time.
Shellman, Georgia, spelled Shellman.
Shellman.
Shellman, Georgia, very small. I mean, very small, to the point where we don't have any traffic signal lights. We have 2 small gas stations, 1 grocery store, and one bank and a small post office and a small pharmacy. And so everybody knew everybody. So I could I could actually walk small town came from, walking it. I could walk my whole town, the whole town in like 45 minutes and walked over the whole town.
Did y'all ride the bus to school or walk?
Yes, the bus stop actually was my house was a bus stop. Right in front of my house was a bus stop because I live right at a corner on a corner at a stop sign. That was a bus stop. So a few kids came there. When I used to get out of school at home, my mom used to work. My mom worked at a sewing factory where she just sew clothes and everything. She would never be home. Around that time, I would say I was what 7 or 8 years old or something like that. Uh, my biological dad lives up the street. My whole entire life, when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I recall my mother and my dad separating, and we moved down the street to my grandmother's house, which was my mother, dad's mom, and it was like 4 or 5 houses from my dad's house. And then we moved. Then like a couple of years later, we stayed there for a couple of years, and then we moved like 2 houses over. We got a plot, and my mom had a Jim Walter house built, and that's where we lived. And so I would come home after school every day, and I recall coming home. I think I being hungry. We had chores, had to take the trash out, make sure everything was done. I had older sisters, they had to take care of the kitchen and stuff like that. And at that time, I don't recall ever coming home, sitting at a school, sitting at the table doing homework. I don't recall doing that. I think we just recall, we used to come home and I take out trash and we'd go outside and play because all we wanted to do was go outside at that time, that age. I just want to go outside and play, and we had to be home. I recall my mom used to come home every day. She used to have grocery in the car, and we had to be home to take the grocery out the car to go in the house, which was taking the house for the cooking stuff.
So when y'all went outside to play, what did y'all do? And was it just siblings, cousins?
Yeah, me and my younger brother, we were 2 years apart. I had three brothers at the time. One is my older brother deceased. We were all 2 years apart. So when I was 7 or 8, my younger brother was 5 or 6, my other brother was 8 or 9. So we all would go out to play, and we all had, like I say, my town's so small, so everybody lives very close together. So everything was walking distance. So we'd get together. We would just either walk around, just go where the place is at, ride bicycles, play hide and seek. And with one of my friends had a basketball goal in his backyard, which was a dirt lot, but we always meet there a lot and play basketball a lot.
So like friends, anything like that?
Yes, friends. I had this one friend, his name is Alton Powell, childhood friend, and we used to call him Po Boy.
Y'all still talk to that? No?
To this day, we still talk. He still lives in Shellman, Georgia to this day. Yes. He actually, we actually joined the military together, but he only did 4 years and got out and he went back to the hometown. That's where he's been ever since.
What branch did he join?
He joined the Marines.
He joined the Marines?
Yes.
All right. So during that elementary time, you said that, you remember your mom and dad separating. Did you hear a lot of them arguing prior to the separation, or you just knew that they separated?
No. What I knew, I was 7th grade. I remember my dad was a sheriff for the small little town we lived at, and to put it more on a gentle side, my dad was coming from my mother, he was very promiscuous, and so my mother ended up leaving him because my dad was pretty popular for known to not give out arrest or give out a lot of tickets, but ask for favors in return when it came to the women. So my mother ended up leaving him, but I guess you could see that leaving him, but we left, but we left
right down the road
but where we left him to was 2 minutes down the road. I could literally stand in my yard, my mother's yard today, and see my dad's house.
Did you ever notice it, or your dad doing it, or
I never witnessed it myself. I just remember My mom, it was me, my mom, my two brothers, and my sister that live up here in Jonesboro with me. My older sister, she always lived with my grandmother we had lived with, and and it was my dad and his mother. We all lived in the house. It was like it was a 3 bedroom house. All of us lived in that house. I didn't recall. I just remember one day we were packing up and we moved to my grandma. I never seen anything personally. I guess because I was so young. He
Well,
never brought it to the house, anything of that nature.
I'm just trying to stay on the elementary side. Did you feel like you had a better relationship with your mom or your dad?
Um, at that time, or you mean later?
Elementary time, that time.
I would say, I would say I had a better relationship with my dad at that time when I was that young because my dad was he used to like do like have a stuff. Cause when I was growing up, we had chickens in the backyard. We had hogs in the backyard. We had a garden and all that type of stuff. And I used to help my dad, feed the chickens, hogs. He'd take me fishing and do all that type of stuff. My mother was more like a housewife at that time. She wasn't working because I don't recall my mother started working till after she left my dad.
To the sewing factory.
Yes.
So what experience you feel like you had with your mom during that time?
I think my mom just was always there. She was always home until she left my dad. Then she was always at work. She went to work Monday through Friday. Um, I had a good relationship, but I think my relationship didn't get closer to my mom until my dad was not in the picture, not physically there anymore.
Okay.